Hi, tonight we're camped at Foster Falls Campgrounds in the South Cumberland State Park, and we're going to make macarrones con pollo in a Dutch oven. So please, stick around. This one. Hi, tonight we're making macarrones con pollo. It's a dish that I tried making earlier this year. I just got a pretty good ways filming into it, and when we were camped out at the Cherokee National Forest. But as the night went on, it started to rain, and I couldn't get back to filming it. So I'm going to give it a second run while we're camped here. And there's not much of a chance of rain for us this weekend, or this week for that matter. But the dish itself comes from a cookbook I picked up a few years ago. I think the title of it is A Taste of Puerto Rico. And I don't remember the author right offhand, but I'll put a little thing over here showing it. It's a fairly easy dish. I think it gets a little bit of a Mediterranean or European influence also. Some chicken, rigatoni, capers, olives, tomato-based sauce, and I've done it a couple times now in the Dutch oven. The recipe itself doesn't call for it that way, but I've turned it into kind of a favorite camping meal, really. It's pretty hearty, fairly easy, and definitely tasty. So stick around. I'm going to get everything set up, and we'll get started doing this. Okay, my coals are almost ready. I just dumped them out of the chimney. There's a few on the bottom that weren't as done as I wanted them to, so got them here in a little pyramid, trying to get a couple of them better off. Got 25 coals. I'm going to use all bottom heat for right now because I need to kind of fry up the chicken and the ham pieces. I've got over here, oops, sorry, I again forgot my tripod, so I've got some rigatoni cooking up, and everything that's for the dish. I'm not going to pronounce it right. Recado, anyhow, recao, which is mostly a sofrito type of blend. So a lot of cilantro and some oil and I think some peppers. I got some capers. It's supposed to be a tablespoon, but I think I probably have a little bit more. That's okay. I don't think it's exact. Some manzanilla olives. I know it doesn't say that on the jar. It's just a borrowed jar from the house because I only needed a small amount of them, and I didn't want to bring the whole jar and have to tote it back home. And some chicken that I cubed up just a few minutes ago that I am going to season with a little bit of adobo seasoning. Recipe also calls for annatto oil, which I don't have. Normally I use olive oil and this little Saison package, but I didn't bring the olive oil either, so I'm going to use a little bit of just canola oil, the Saison package. And then the last ingredient is some cubed ham. Okay, so I've got my oil heating up, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this little, I'm going to use the whole thing. I don't maybe think I needed to use all of it, but it doesn't add a tremendous amount of flavor. It will add a lot of color though. So I'm going to go ahead Dump that in there and let that mix with my oil a little bit. Okay. It's going to give everything a very rich pinkish orange sort of look. And then my ham cubes, which this is an 8-ounce package and I only need 4, so just put half of it in there. See how quickly it turns everything kind of an orangey color. Put my ricotta in there. See if I can salvage any of that. Just gonna fry this together for a few minutes. I'll let that cook up for just a couple minutes before we add the rest of the ingredients. Okay. It's not all terribly hot up there with all that bottom heat, but alright, that is looking really good. Smells awesome. You guys are missing out on that part. And I need my chicken. That might be and my olives. They were supposed to be cut a little finer than that. That's just pretty much out of the can, but and my capers. I did season the chicken a little bit with that adobo seasoning that I showed you a minute ago. And I'm gonna just get all this mixed together. I'm gonna give it another quick little dosing. And as you can see, it's going to make a lot. Luckily, we skipped lunch. Because it's just the two of us. And just a quick little, it's probably plenty. Alright, so I'm going to let that cook, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 minutes. And then we'll add the pasta, and I'll move some of these bottom coals. I'll probably use some of them to start some more. That way there's not so much of an open flame. And put some on top, and we'll let it cook for about a half hour after that. Oh, here it is. That's how I tote my utensils around. It's in a little tool bag. Add the tomato sauce. I'm going to figure out what I did. Oh, there it is. that's getting hot. Alright. Man, that's starting to really smell good. Okay, add the tomato sauce. That's about as much as I'm going to get out of that. This is almost coming together here. Okay, so I'm going to let that cook about 10 minutes or so. I'm going to start moving some of the coals to the top. I got some fresh coals going, and then I'll add the pasta and let it pasta and the Parmesan cheese, and let it cook together for another 10-15 minutes after that, and then we should be eating. Okay, so let's I'm gonna go ahead and add the pasta to it now. It should be, it's been a good 10 minutes ish. Look at that. Yeah, that's yeah, you guys are really missing out on nothing else, the smell of it all. Alright, what did I do with my pasta? It's right there. Alrighty, and then my pot of rigatoni, I think. Rigatoni. Go ahead and add that. Yeah, mix all this together and let it kind of bake for 15 minutes or so. Oh, cheese.
What'd you get?
The Parmesan cheese. Half cup, so I'm gonna go ahead and add what, maybe half of the half that I need, and then save some for the extra topping. Alright, so we'll be back in 15 minutes-ish. Alrighty, here, this is just about, I'm going to call it, let's see what we got. Woohoo. Oh, that's looking good. Yep, some of the cheese is melted. Pasta. Ooh, let me get my head out of the camera's way. Yeah. That's probably going to make more than we're going to eat. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Macarrones con pollo. in a Dutch oven. All right, so let's see how we did here. Ooh, still hot. Oh, that's good. Well, I've really gotten to where I like this dish. This is probably the 5th time we've made it now since April. So it's quickly becoming a favorite. It's a really easy camping dish, and I highly recommend it. So again, thank you for watching along, and we'll see you in the woods.